Now, I've always been wondering where all those charging cables go for my phone, and I think I've figured it out. But in boating, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do to get the job done or get out there on the water, just like some of the wild and crazy things we'll see in this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. Now, when we say boaters are gonna do what they've gotta do to get out there and enjoy that day of boating, that typically is going to start with, well, getting that vessel down to the water. Most boaters are going to find a way to get it done no matter what. If they want to get out there and enjoy a day, they're going to find a way to get that vessel down there and get it launched. Now, of course, that doesn't always go to plan, especially when we're talking about our boneheaded boaters. These guys always seem to find a way to kind of mess that launch up a little bit, or maybe launch just a little prematurely. Now, just because they wind up with the boat on the hard doesn't mean they don't find a way to still get it down to the water. But even once they get it down to the water or down to the launch ramp, sometimes that's just beginning of the hard part. I mean, it still takes a little bit of skill to get these things launched, unless you're kind of like this guy and you just decide to go ahead and send her. But just sending her is not always the best plan when you're trying to launch the boat or retrieve the boat. Now, how do you think this one actually happened? Do you think they just had the bow strap tightened too tight, so it left it up in the air when they tried to pull it out? Let me know in the comments.
Oh, leveled out. All right, then.
Now, of course, launching the boat's just the start of the fun for most of our boneheaded captains. Once they get out on the water, the real fun really begins, and they really start to shine with their skills. Now, sometimes some of the things that our boneheaded captains will have happen that go wrong out on the water happen because they don't do their checks before they go out there in the water and take off. They just launch the boat, decide they're going to go out and enjoy their day without realizing some of the little things, like maybe that the windlass isn't working. But don't worry, our captain will always find a way to still get the job done. I mean, he's got extra crew on the boat, we can always use one of them to handle the anchor. Now, another thing our captains will forget to check from time to time will be whether the drain plug is in or whether the old bilge pump's working, and in fact, in some cases, they might even forget to check both.
Mike, it looks like your boat's taking on water, bud.
And then another thing we see them forget to check all the time, well, that's the bridge height. I mean, it's listed right on the bridge. Hopefully you know how tall your boat is and you won't run into issues like this. So maybe I spoke a little too soon, and this captain did know his height, but what he didn't know is the current.
Not the balajo.
Another thing as a captain you always want to check and make sure, well, is that tow insurance you have is still valid and not expired.
All winded. Watch it, y'all. Here we go.
Now, one thing I will always say and recommend is if you get out there and find yourself in a situation where you need a tow or you're going to offer a tow to somebody, always make sure you've got the proper equipment to give that tow before you even begin to think about offering it. And then, of course, one of our most popular ones that captains tend to forget, that's going to be putting on the old safety kill switch lanyard. That's right, that lanyard that kills the motor in case something goes wrong, like you wind up falling on the deck or falling overboard. Now, you have to remember that boating is supposed to be fun, so all we're talking about is trying to remind captains of a few of the little things you want to remember so you and your crew can go out there and enjoy the water and have a good time, and not have to worry about just the small things going wrong. I mean, when you're out there with the boneheaded captains, there are plenty of other things you're going to run into that can absolutely go wrong in the water. The last thing you want to happen is one of them to be a bilge pump or a drain plug.
Oh, now they slow down.
Now, speaking of slowing down, that is another one of those things that our captains will forget to do from time to time. There are appropriate times to get out there and just send her hard, but sometimes when you do that in the wrong spot, you're gonna have to pay the price because there's going to be ramifications that are gonna happen for you doing it inappropriately. So always make sure before you get out there and just decide you're gonna be a full send cap for the day, whether or not you're in a position or a location that it's even appropriate to do so. Because the last thing you want to do is get out there and send her hard, and the next thing you know, you'll wind up in a spot you're not supposed to be in. Now, speaking of being in spots you're not supposed to be in, this is usually when you can tell that somebody's in the wrong spot, when they went as far as taking a towel just to cover up the name of the boat. Now, of course, when things go this wrong, there's going to be a penalty you're going to have to pay. We'll call it a little bit of a boat tax, and it doesn't matter who you are. If you're boating out there on the water long enough, eventually at some point, something's gonna go wrong, and you're gonna have to pay that boat tax. And sometimes you won't be prepared to pay that boat tax as you won't have enough money set aside for it. For example, when you wind up ruining a motor, and the next thing you know, you can't have twins anymore because you couldn't afford the Honda and you had to go the other way. Now, of course, sometimes that boat tax will be caused by no fault of your own. I mean, maybe you're even paying a little extra for that boat tax, kind of like this situation here. You keep your boat high and dry in a marina, knowing that the pros are gonna take the best care of your baby girl, only to come down and find out, well, maybe they didn't take as good a care of it as you thought. Or sometimes that boat tax has to be paid just because you were trying to join the party and maybe somebody decided they didn't want you to be part of the party. But anytime you get around a situation like this where there's a bunch of boats out there on the water, you always gotta be cautious. There's always gonna be that one guy who comes out there and decides they're gonna get a little too close for comfort. And then even just sitting at the marina sometimes, while you might think you're the safest in the world, of course that doesn't always mean that's the case. You never know when those googans are gonna get out there and some bonehead's gonna come in and decide it's gonna disturb your sleep even while you're tied up nice on the dock. So after hitting the boat on the dock, our crew winds up bouncing back and turning around. Here's the crazy part. This is a police officer in the boat in front of us. No blue lights, he had to see the first hit, and now he fires it up as he goes toward the second boat, and they make that last second turn to get away. Now, while our crew that was tied up on the dock, it sounds like is going to have to pay that boat tax of getting that boat fixed after our guy hit him, I'm just imagining this boat here is going to have a different kind of tax to pay, as they're probably going to have a few tickets tacked on that's going to have a cost on it as well. Now, sometimes that boat tax can be a little different. Sometimes that boat tax is caused by weather. I mean, we can't all be meteorologists. I mean, heck, even if we were, that only means we would get it wrong half the time anyway. So many times if you get out there in the water and weather turns quickly, you're gonna pay a boat tax for being out there in that bad weather, and you're gonna find yourself maybe fighting to save the boat and fighting for more. Now, one thing that I always find interesting is we always consider the pros to be the best out there on the water, and we don't expect to find them in some boneheaded moments. But let's be honest, they spend more time out on the water than the rest of us, which means they have more opportunities to wind up in bad spots. And of course, they've probably got more opportunities to experience mechanical failure and other things. Even the pros have some bad days out there on the water. Even though they spend hundreds of days a year out there, things go wrong. And when they go wrong for them, it's probably a whole lot worse than when they go wrong for us, as we can see here. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram at Broncos Guru and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Adam Coolidge, Evan Chino, Havens Jeff, C-Mac Will, and Krutz Marine did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.